Shavous, Zman Matan Toraseinu. So, we know that in Torah and Yadut we don't have such a thing as just a memorial. There is no such thing. That doesn't mean anything. If it's Zman Matan Toraseinu, so the Bali Musar explained that time is a big circle. And you come back to the same kochot that were there 3,000 whatever 100 years ago, right? You come back to the same kochot now, and we have the kochot of Matan Torah and Kabbalas Torah. So, what is the ikar of Kabbalas Torah? We see it has to do with Limud Torah. And that's because Limud Torah, the Gemara says in Kiddushin, Gadol Limudo, the learning of Torah is greater than Asiyas Torah, more than Maisa, because Limud may be Lidei Maisa. Because it goes together. When you learn, you do. You don't learn, you don't do. The Gemara in Shavous, famous Gemara, says in Daf Pei Testament days that there was a machlokes between the Malach and Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu came to Shemayim to Mekabel Torah, and the Malachim complained to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they said, "What? You're giving the Torah to mere mortals, to Yilud Isha. Mali Yilud Isha B'nenu. What does a mortal have to do among us?" And so HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, "Answer them." Says my Rabbi Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the Pashas the Gemara is mashma. If Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't have answered them, he wouldn't have gotten the Torah. It was Tolu in Moshe Rabbeinu being able to answer them. They would have had a taina. So Moshe Rabbeinu says to them, "Look at the Torah. What's written in the Torah?" It says, you have a father, you have a mother. It says, Lo tirtzach, you get jealous, you get angry. Right? So all the different things that have to do, the tignav, what you steal, and therefore you see that it's only for human beings. The Malachim heard, and they agreed to Moshe, and they accepted what he had to say. So my Rebbe Zecher Tzadik Livracha, Rav Weinberg, said, "What's pshat? The Malachim didn't know this. The Malachim didn't know that that's what's written in the Torah. They're arguing about Torah, they don't know what's written in the Torah. What's pshat?" So my Rebbe said, of course they know what's written in the Torah. However, they were timing that there's Torah on a different level, where everything that's written in the Torah has a deeper meaning. And that deeper meaning is the meaning that the Malachim were arguing about. Truth is, we also have deeper meanings of Torah. There's Pardes, Shat Remez, Brush and Sod. So there are aspects of Torah that are beyond the simple pshat of Torah, and therefore these exist. And that was the argument to the Malachim. The argument to the Malachim was that Torah is be'ikar. The main part of Torah is those higher ideals and ideas of Torah, that the Malachim can be involved in more than mortal man. And what did Moshe Rabbeinu say? Moshe Rabbeinu said no. Moshe Rabbeinu said because the Torah is written and says simple ideas that don't have to do with higher and more abstract concepts, but deal with absolutes. Therefore, that's the ikar of Torah, and therefore the ikar of Torah has to be for the human being here on earth. And therefore, my Rebbe Zecher Tzadik Livracha said that you learn from here that when you think about Torah, the ikar of Torah is to learn Torah in a way that brings you halacha l'maisa. Not just abstract ideas, even concrete ideas, not just in the theory of them, but Torah as Torah. Torah as l'maisa. What does it tell you to do in life? So, I was thinking about this. I've said this over many times over the years. I was thinking about it just yesterday. I said to myself, correct. How did Moshe Rabbeinu know? How did Moshe Rabbeinu know that? It's a good answer. And the Malachim accepted it. But where did Moshe Rabbeinu know that from? And the answer occurred to me that Moshe Rabbeinu knew it because, you know something? Moshe Rabbeinu heard what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said on Har Sinai. Moshe Rabbeinu said on Har Sinai, the simple Aseres HaDibros. A Talmud of mine who was a rabbi in a certain place used to give a lot of drushes about ideas and concepts. And one of his balabatim once came to him and said, Rabbi, you have very nice ideas, but you know, maybe you should just darshan about the Aseres HaDibros. Shavous, lo tinaf, lo tignov. And this Talmud said to me, you know something? He was right. That's what they needed to hear about. And you know, Moshe Rabbeinu said HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't stand on Har Sinai and give a very high Musar drasha on ideals of Kabbalah and Nister. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you're supposed to live 1, 2, 3. Honor your parents, speak nicely to them, treat them nicely, don't kill your friend, don't steal from your friend, right? Very simple basics. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Klal Yisrael. Klal Yisrael didn't hear deep ideals. They heard practical halacha. Says Moshe Rabbeinu, I learned from the Rabbeinu Shalom. If that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Klal Yisrael, it's telling you that that's the highest of Torah. Because if he had the idea that there are higher aspects of Torah, he would have spoken about that. The fact that he went down to basics means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu indicates to us that that's the basic. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu learned it from the Rabbeinu Shalom himself. And that's the lesson, Leil Shavous, we're going to learn. And we're going to be involved in Talmud Torah. We have to know, the ikra of Talmud Torah always has to be to mekabel, to learn and to do. To learn and to apply. To learn and to live. And that's Kabbalah Torah. Chag Sameach.